Whoo, boy. And y'all thought politics was divisive? You ain't seen anything yet. Some of you are going to be pissed. Welcome back to the channel, and I just seen perhaps the most anticipated horror movie of the year, Halloween Ends, which is out right now in theaters and also to stream for free on Peacock. Now this will be a spoiler-free review for those of you who haven't seen it, since this is a very new movie, and I'm just going to give you my vague thoughts and opinions on what I just seen. And boy, I'm going to tell you right now, this one's going to be divisive. Now before we get started, this is a new channel, so please go ahead and subscribe, share, and if you like the content, go ahead and smash that like button.
Do it now!
And right now, I'm going to give you a little background on my thoughts of the Halloween trilogy so far. I think Halloween 2018 was a great kickoff point, a great movie. I love it. It's one of my favorite Halloween movies of all time. So after that one, I was extremely excited when Halloween Kills came out. And I'm gonna be honest, the first time I watched it, I hated that movie. The characters weren't that intelligent. They made the worst decisions you can make in the situations they were put in. The dialogue was horrible. And to be honest, the whole angle where they were chasing the fate, Michael Myers, and the riot, it really just angered me to the point where I could not enjoy the movie. So after the first watch, I shut my brain off and said, you know what, I'm gonna watch this for what it is, a middle shop, and enjoy the kills. And over time, I've grown to appreciate it and actually like Halloween Kills. And I love the way it ended, which really had me excited for Halloween Ends. But since the pandemic happened, David Gordon Green decided to rewrite what they originally intended, and the rumors start coming out, which really dampened my anticipation for the movie. The first one being they wanted to tie COVID into it. They were going to introduce a new character. And when Jamie Lee Curtis came out and said this is going to make a lot of people angry, I really didn't have any high expectations for this movie. But come on, y'all, this is Halloween, so 2 weeks before it started coming out and the trailer started dropping, I got excited again. And first thing I'm going to say, and I don't know if this is a spoiler or not, maybe it's spoiler-ish. I'm going to address one of the rooms a lot of people are not happy about. Relax. COVID is not in this movie. It's not mentioned. There's not even a mask. No one has a cold. From my interpretation, I believe that David Gordon Green meant it as a metaphor. COVID swept through the world as a virus, just like Michael Myers is a virus. This evil has gripped Hatfield, and he spread across the town like a virus. And that's the closest thing to the COVID rumors that are in this movie. And the other little thing, and this movie does not answer any questions from the previous movie. All the questions why Michael became extremely aggressive for those that were standing in the window looking out. What was up with the radio tower, because the way Halloween Ends ended, he was staring out the window at the radio tower, so did that have something to do with his evil? I'm going to tell you right now, this is the only spoilerish thing I'm going to say. Forget everything, because it has nothing to do with this movie. Now on to the movie. And I'm not really going to give this movie a score, because this movie is very, very, very divisive. I'm going to tell you the things that I think people are going to like and what some people won't like. And just tell you if it's a good movie or not. Now the movie kicks off where there are certain events that take place that get the people of Haddonfield in an uproar again. So Haddonfield is in a state of unrest and panic. And then we're at a time jump from 2018 to 2019 to present day, where every character in this movie, in my opinion, is in a different place than it was in the prior two. It's one of the things I didn't really like about this movie. A lot of the characters, I'm not really buying where they're at. But I will say the introduction of the new character Corey, the one that I was most skeptical about, was actually pretty good. His involvement in the story was probably the most intriguing part of this movie. It's something that I could gravitate to. You feel pity for this young man. You understand kind of what he's going through. And he's an entertaining, interesting character. The only thing I would say is I wish the character would have been introduced in the first movie or the second movie, because he just comes out of nowhere. So the problem is there's really no pre-established attachment to this character, and he really has nothing to do with the prior story, which is going to be probably the biggest thing in this movie that's going to piss a lot of people off. This movie really could have been a standalone. You could have watched the first Halloween, then watched this movie, and really missed nothing. Because, like I said before, none of the questions are answered. Everybody's in a different place. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, because the first two acts was actually pretty entertaining. So things evolve in the first two acts between Corey and other characters. We start to see evil spread across Haddonfield. People become more and more uptight, more and more aggressive. For when you see the movie, you'll understand why. Even though another thing I really didn't like about this movie was, even though it's better written and the people and the dialogue is much better than Halloween Kills, the way people act towards certain characters, their reasoning is a little off base to me. I can understand why they're angry, but I think they're putting the blame on the wrong people. And it kind of throws you off the movie, because it's like, Dad, did you know the events of the first two movies? Like, what you're saying and why you're angry at this person doesn't really make any sense. So with that said, we get into the third act, and I'm gonna tell you right now, the third act is good also. This, even though I'm saying a lot of things that are about this movie that's not good, this is a good movie. The third act was very, very entertaining when things really kick off, when people start getting killed. My only issue with the third act was I did not like the ending. Once you see the movie, you'll understand what I'm talking about. I wish what happened to the characters at the ending was reversed. I think it would have made a better movie. And out the blue, we spent probably 80% of this movie up to this point with the new character Corey, wanting to know what was going to happen, what was his involvement, what's his attachment to Michael Myers. And then all of a sudden out the blue, they just ended like they don't know where to take this to. So they just end that story and rapidly move on between Michael and Laurie. So to me, this really do feel like a movie script that was just laying around and somebody said, hey, we haven't used that idea. Let's throw Michael Myers in there and a couple of legacy characters, and let's just slap Halloween on it and put it out. And it doesn't work as a Halloween movie, which is why this movie is very divisive. I can see maybe 15, 20 years from now, this may become a cult classic, much like Halloween 3, where when it first came out, people hated it, but now people it's picking up steam where more people are more open to seeing it. The only problem is this is part of a trilogy, where Halloween 3 was a standoff film. And this movie does not deliver what was promised, which is going to irritate and piss off a lot of die-hard Halloween fans, because it's not a return to form. It doesn't answer any of the questions from the prior two movies, and it's really not a big payoff, a big ending finale for the ending chapter of this Halloween trilogy. But on the other hand, if you're willing to shut off your brain for this being a Halloween movie, the story of Corey is entertaining. You kind of, over time, do want to see where this character end up, but even though it end up in a dissatisfying solution. So if you're a person, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're a die-hard Halloween fan, go ahead and skip this movie, because it's not gonna do anything but upset you, piss you off, and ask you even more than the Rob Zombie Halloween films. But if, like I said, if you're a person open to something different, really don't care about any answers or resolutions to Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills, and just want to watch a good psychological thriller with little Halloween elements in it, then go out to the theater, watch this movie, or do as I did, stream it on Peacock. Because this is a divisive movie. This movie I can see both sides, where some people are absolutely going to hate this movie. It's going to be the worst thing ever created.
Well, that's garbage.
And there's other people say this is something a little different from your traditional tried and true Halloween formula. So with that out the way, let me give you a quick channel update. I'm sorry I haven't been uploading the Friday 13 series. I went through a bout with COVID. I will be getting back to the Halloween series. And on top of that, join me on Halloween. I will be ranking all the Halloween movies from the original 1978 to the latest Halloween ends. So with that being said, remember, my opinion isn't the right opinion. It's just my opinion. Let me know yours down below. And if you've seen this movie, comment down. Let me know what you thought. Is this something that you can sit back and enjoy? Or this movie something that had you throwing the remote and walking out the theater? Let me know. And join me next time I drop my review for Friday 13 Part 2.